What's going on, my friends? There has been a Modern Horizons 3 mega leak. A bunch of flipwalkers got leaked. Oh, I gotta be careful what I do with my voice. That wasn't a good choice. still getting over, still getting over being sick. So I'm still dealing with it. And I just felt that. So hold on, let me moisten my gullet. All right, so I got a bunch of images we're gonna look at. We're gonna talk about the planeswalkers and their history. Oh, I'm already, man. Temperature regulation is such a annoying thing to deal with when you're not feeling well. All the normal systems of your body are being all goof bag, right? So let's put this over here for now. And I'm sure in 3 seconds I'll be like, oh, I made myself a little sweaty and now I'm wet and cold. Fantastic. But whatevs, man. We're here to talk about some magic. We're here to have a good time. So let's just get everything set up. I don't know why my keyboard ends up uneven like this. I don't know if there's something wrong with the legs. Like, the legs are the same length. Why does it wobble? Is it because the table is warped? Is it the other corners? What is this? Explain yourself. Explain yourself. Oh, well, whatever. Whatever. Let's go ahead and share the live stream link before I spend the entire stream yammering about my keyboard. All right. All right. Here we go. Oh, hold on. I gotta do that again. That's so annoying. Live on your tube, it says. Whatever. That's fine. That'll do. That will do. Okay. Perfect. Wait, why is it showing that thumbnail? Guys, did you get a thumbnail that actually showed did you get a thumbnail that actually showed the like one of the spoiler leaks? Cuz it's just showing me the normal thumbnail there in the Discord. That's weird. That's weird. Okay. Anyways, let's go ahead and do our hellos. A little more gullet moistening. All right. So, what's up, Jess, Big Red, Cade, Eng, Goddard, Potts, Zircon, Millmaster, Kurt, Gossett, Yamagoro, Bowser, Error, Ernesto, Joe, Drow, James P. Bro, I was literally thinking about you like half an hour ago. I opened up the closet, saw the little bacon man, and then I was like, James P. The P stands for penis. It just randomly popped into my head. So I thought you'd enjoy knowing that I thought of you, and that's what I thought of you. Felonious T, hello. What up, Natalie, Rain, Darkstar, Lasagna. Who else we got in here? Roman, Buck, Some. Oh, Some, what's up, man? I got another set of pictures for another friend for another proxy. You know what I'm saying. I don't need to get any more specific than that. Doomblade, Wookie, Toxic, Coatro. I think that's hello to everybody. So, hold on. There's some super chats here. Millmaster super chat says, Modern Horizons 3 equals Mike Hatcher 3 clone activated. Listen, if there were clones of me, we'd all have to battle to the death because there can be only one Highlander style. And I'll tell you right now, I would win because I got the most experience being me, right? I know all my weaknesses. It's like fighting Shadow Link. I would just let the other two fight each other and then I'd show up and beat up the loser. Ha ha! Oh wait, no, beat up the winner. That doesn't even make any sense. Maybe I would lose. Maybe I'm the clone. Oh, Millmaster took the board, but Darkstar Super Chat came in right after saying, not before putting my name on the board. You got denied preemptively. Millmaster jammed it in your mouth preemptively. That's brutal. You got prices righted in advance. See, Millmaster knows. He's like, if I just do two, somebody else might do two. But if I do 202, then I've got a better chance. Now that is some tactician level stuff right there. All right, Millmaster, you're Lord of the Board. Dark Star, you got owned, bro. You got owned. Okay, the thumbnail does show the spoilers. Excellent. That's excellent. Good. Thank you guys for letting me know. I see multiple of you saying that. That's excellent. How have I been? Toxic? I am under the weather, bro, but I'm getting better. I'm getting healthier. I'm moving forwards, so that is excellent. Has anybody ever told me I sound like Adrian Pimento? A surprising number of people have, but I don't hear it. I don't hear it. Like, I've checked out Brooklyn 911. I love that show. And I don't hear it when I listen to my voice, even in recordings. In my head, my voice sounds different than it does to you guys, right? It's epic here and here. I know that, but I don't hear it. But it's fine if you do, right? That's not, I'm definitely don't have a problem with being compared to that at all. At all. What up, Thee? How you doing? James P. The P is for hard style fish. What the hell does hard style fish mean? That's a troubling phrase. That's a troubling phrase. James P.'s membership message. This one was a bonus freebie. 37? I'm number 37? All right. James P., you have taken the board from Millmaster. All right. Oh, notice I made a special little, the member lord now, its section's a little bit better. I upgraded the board. Oz, you don't hear it either? Well, everybody's different. Not everybody says it, but some people do. They like to make comparisons to what they know. And everybody's bodies are different, like we learned in school, right? You know that song, My Body's Nobody's Body But Mine? You've got your own body. Don't try and put your fingers in mine. I don't remember exactly how it ends, but don't let them put the fingers in your end. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Seth, are you too late? It's, I don't know, like, do you mean, are you going to be pregnant? Or, I don't know. I'm not worrying about it. It's not my kid, so I don't care. I don't care. I'm going to have a little bit of my peppermint tea. I got 2 drinks today instead of 3, so we're on the road to recovery. Rash Wizard, yeah, I'm glad you enjoy my content. Wizards is definitely responsible for you quitting. It's funny, like, I still love Magic, and I've been, like, bro, I played, I don't know, 30 games of Magic today, just sitting at my computer, having a great time on Arena. So, on one hand, I smack Wizards around for all the crap they're doing. On the other hand, I'm still enjoying my magicalness. So that is a nice win for me. I got the balance right now. All right. Oh, Millmaster gifting a membership to Wookie. Look at you. You're the member lord, buddy. You're the member lord. Maybe I shouldn't be singing, right? Like, conserve my voice. Whatever. Who cares? Who cares? What up, Juggalum? Your Game Corner Super Chat says, what do you think about the quick draw precon? Do you think Magic's in danger to the point of starting to disappear? Keep up the great work. I've become a fan of your videos. Cheers from Chicago. Well, cheers to Chicago. All right? Da Bears. There you go. They're really, really old school Saturday Night Live. That also makes you Lord of the Board. So, what do I think of the quick draw precon? I don't even know what's in it, but I've heard that the precons for this, the commander decks for this set are jank bag, and there's only one good one, and I don't remember which one it is, so maybe it's the quick draw one, but I don't know, bro. I'm not a commander expert, and I haven't looked at the actual deck list, so I have no idea. But I promise you this, there's tons of people on the internet who will give you reviews of it, and you can find that information. You can corner that information for your gaming needs. See what I did with your name there? That's pretty clever. I deserve praise for that. Yeah, there you go, Rash. So you've still got some Magic. You're just not getting new product. That's a totally valid way to do things. That's nothing wrong with that. What up, Google? Kansiki, how you doing, my friend? I was looking at that Lifesaver storybook today, so... Oh, wow. Oh, all right, Millmaster's getting kicked off of multiple sections. Is the new member lord, gifting 5 memberships. Thanks. Thanks, BTS. I really like your song Dynamite. Floating through the something with a funky little fish. You know what I'm talking about? Light it up like dynamite. Jump up to the hoop, LeBron. Ladies and gentlemen, I've got the medicine, so you should keep your eyes on the ball. You know, like, you guys know BTS? Like the Asian dudes who look like sweet little lady faces. So all the girls are going hot for him because apparently the flavor of the current era is effeminate Asians, right? Where it's like, if you put the right wig on these guys, I might smooch them. I might give them a little, how you doing? So everybody who's been gifted a membership, bear your shield with pride. Core, where are the leaks? Listen. I'm not some hooker down on the fucking docks, and you're not a longshoreman, all right? So it's foreplay first, and if you don't like that, go find yourself a cheap whore. That's how that works. What up, vampire? How you doing? Jess says, having people battle to give you the most money is pure genius. I didn't create the concept, man, honestly. I just started putting people's name on the board to acknowledge the battles they were already having. People just started fighting in streams with each other. They invented the concept of fighting with each other for domination through super chats. You guys are the ones who invented that, and you guys invented the Price is Right maneuver, all of it. I am, as always, just the historian chronicling this stuff, right? I like to acknowledge the goodness. Now I got that. Now I actually do have that BTS music in my head. That's funny. Send me the hard style fish. It's like Baby Shark, but for adults. I think I can live without that. James P. I don't think I need that. Oh, okay. So, we're going to get into the spoilers very shortly. Natalie, people are desperate to get my attention. Well, that makes sense. Everybody wants the attention of a handsome, dashing man like me. All right. Okay, let's switch it over. Let's switch it over to where I got the leaks set up. This should be here. Okay, so this is not one of the leaks. This is going to set the stage for the leaks, essentially, because this is the previously, like, there's a set of 5 walkers. We've got the other 4 as spoilers, both sides. This one, though, is officially spoiled. So when it comes down to the leak we're looking at, it's not 100% verified that they're real. So looking at the real stuff first will help us have more of a gauge to really determine the validity of these. If I thought that they were automatically garbage fakes or whatever, I wouldn't call it a leak. I would call it a possible leak, a rumor or whatever, but they look pretty legit to me. So the idea for Modern Horizons 3 is that they have these flip walkers that are the same kind of origin stories that we got with, do you remember when they did it with Jace and Chandra and all that kind of stuff? You guys remember that? It was from Magic Origins. So they're doing the same concept here with 5 more Planeswalkers, where they're all, well, I suppose the one, I don't know how true, well, it has to be true to the story because we don't have a backup story. Goddard, you don't think anyone has enough time to fake a card anymore? Listen, I gotta go full screen. Bro, people have all the time in the world to screw around. People have all the time in the world to make fakes. Are you kidding me? Especially with, like, AI nonsense and everything. It's way easier than ever. Tarkus, Modern Horizon 3 comes out on your birthday. Nice. That's sweet. Okay. So, first of all, we've got Ajani, the Nakatal Pariah. So, on the front side, that's the non-planeswalker. Spark hasn't ignited yet. And I, personally, love these concepts. I love the idea of you getting a creature card that flips into a planeswalker. And Wizards loves these ideas because you can use these guys as your commander, right? Unless there's some weird rule about commander, I don't know. You can just use this as your commander. So, you're right. Ajani's paw does look weird. I think it's because at first your hand sees it's like your eye see it like it's stretched out like this, but it's actually more like pulled in. Like imagine he's reaching out to just slap you in the ball bag out of rage. That's it. He's just gonna wham bam your balls. Cause yeah, he's got fat little stub bag fingers on that hand. All right. So the front side is 1 white and 1 for a 1/2. When he enters the battlefield, create a 2/1 white cat creature token, and it's a warrior as well. Whenever one or more cats you control die, you can exile Ajani, return him to the battlefield transformed under his owner's control. So, the idea behind this guy is, if you didn't know the story, Ajani was an outcast in his tribe, right? He was born as an albino, and they all, like all the other members of his tribe, looked down on him, except for his brother Jazzle, who actually became powerful enough that he became the leader of their tribe. But even as the leader of the tribe, that just meant Ajani was barely tolerated, even though Ajani has literal crazy magic that nobody else in his tribe has. But Ajani, his only friend was his brother Jazzle, essentially. And long story short, Jazzle ends up getting killed. And this is what ignites Ajani's Planeswalker Spark. Because under normal circumstances, Planeswalker Sparks ignite under duress situations where you're basically under a lot of pressure, stress, bad times. Like Will and Rowan ended up igniting their spark when they found out that they were born from a witch and their father basically was taking their corpses to throw them in the trash. Like, and that their mom wasn't their mom. All this stuff slammed into their mind, and the emotional overload is what ignites the Planeswalker Spark. Because the reality is, there are people who are born who could be planeswalkers, but because nothing sufficiently stressful enough happens to them, they don't ever actually get to become a planeswalker. So they live their entire, like maybe 1 in a million people can become a planeswalker, but not all of them actually ignite their sparks. So you've got this card right here where flavor-wise it represents Ajani with his brother Jazzle. When the creature dies, that's when you get to exile and bring him back. So basically, when one of your cats dies, representing Jazzle getting wiped out, then his spark ignites and he comes back. And then on the other side, he's just got abilities to beef up your cat guys, create cat tokens, and then the Cataclysm event where he basically just loses his mind through grief, right? That's pretty flavorful. I like that. But this is the one legitimate one that we know about absolutely. Now we're going to, listen, Draven, sorry, man, but schoolwork isn't stressful enough to ignite a spark that will put you through the blind eternities, all right? Oh, what's 4 + 7? I feel my spark igniting. Oh, it doesn't work that way. All right, so here we have the actual leak action. The first one we've got is Tamiyo. So, Tamiyo is 1 blue for a 0/3. And it has flying. She has, whenever she attacks, investigate. And whenever you draw your 3rd card in a turn, exile Tamiyo, return her to the battlefield transformed under owner's control. Now, for this one, in terms of the flavor on the front, it doesn't line up quite as nicely as Ajani's does. Because Tamiyo is not your normal Planeswalker Spark igniting. Actually, it's kind of funny after I just made fun of that whole school stuff, because I remember now, Tamiyo's Spark igniting is almost related to studying. So basically what happens with Tamiyo is she is an inquisitive student. She's one of the moon folk, the Soratami. So she travels around exploring. She wants to learn all this kind of stuff. And she ends up finding a book that shouldn't exist in the world that she's in. So she finds a book that's from another world. And that basically is enough of a revelation to ignite her spark, because she's all about knowledge gaining, and the idea that there could be other worlds she could go to and explore and learn from was enough for her spark to actually ignite. And that, while the majority of them are stress sparks, we do have some that aren't, and that is, it's fun to have variety with it too, right? If everybody just has to be in a garbage situation to have their spark ignite, it's not as, I like a little bit of seasoning, a little bit of variety. So that, I mean, it's not, let's be real, it's not the most epic way to ignite your spark. Like, how'd you ignite your spark? And it's like, oh, my brother died before my eyes, in pure rage I was thrown through the blind eternities, and then I wanted a destructive rampage. Because when your spark ignites, you are unwillingly cast through the blind eternities to like a random world or whatever, right? So that is crazy. Now, Tamio, on the other side, is a seasoned scholar. This is after she's become a planeswalker. She has gone to a bunch of different worlds, right? So you got a 2 loyalty, +2 until your next turn. Whenever a creature attacks you or a planeswalker you control, it gets -1/-0 until end of turn. That's not that exciting, really, as like a building up loyalty ability. -3, return target instant or sorcery card from your graveyard to your hand. If it's a green card, add 1 mana of any color. I like green. -7, draw cards equal to half the number of cards in your library rounded up. You get an emblem with you have no maximum hand size. So it just feeds an insane amount of cards into your hand. That's pretty beefy. That ultimate is nutty, but it does take -7, which means you have to activate that first ability 3 times. You got to get her up to 8 loyalty, right? Because you can't do it in +1. So this is, I don't know. It feels weak. Honestly, this feels weak to me. Is it like, unless I'm missing something and there's a crazy way to abuse this using stuff I'm not like, it's not like I know everything that's available in Modern off the top of my head. So when I read it, I go, I got to spend 3 different turns to get the ultimate. I mean, when you get the ultimate, that's crazy. Obviously, feeding half your deck into your hand is bonkers. That is bonkers. But getting there, that's a tough road. And you have to activate the first ability at least once to be able to do the second one. And then she's just down to 1. So it's like, I don't know. I think Tamio's cool as a character. I like the idea as a planeswalker. She goes to different worlds and she catalogs their stories and things like that. And by cataloging them, she can actually draw magic from them. So she has all these scrolls that flow around her that all have different stories that she can focus magic through. I like that. I don't like Nashi having techno drone scrolls based on Tamio. I'm not a fan of that. So yeah, this is anyways, we got other ones to take a look at. The artworks, it's Tamio, it's cool. You know, she's in front of a window in both of them. She likes windows. I don't know, I guess she's probably got Windex with her at all times to make sure she can get a good view. I don't know. This one doesn't really fire up the imagination that much. Okay, so then we got Ral, the Monsoon Mage. So basically, Ral is 1 red and 1 for a 1/3 legendary human wizard. Instants and sorceries cost 1 less for you. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery during your turn, flip a coin. If you lose the flip, he deals 1 damage to you. If you win the flip, you can exile him. And if you do, you can bring him back to the battlefield transformed. Now this one is interesting because coin flip cards and cards that care about coin flip cards are hard to come by. But you got weird things like, what's that one enchantment from Odyssey? Chance Encounter, where every time you flip a coin, or is it every time you win? Hold on, actually, I don't remember. Is that the one? Okay, Chance Encounter, 4 mana. Whenever you win a coin flip, put a luck counter on it. At the beginning of your upkeep, if it has 10 or more luck counters on it, you win the game. So you can use it to feed into stuff like that if you want to. And the thing is, if you win the coin flip, you're not required to actually flip him. You can just leave him the way he is. So for Ral, his story, his origin is that he was basically like a poor youth, and his mother took care of him and was pretty good to him, but she ends up getting crippled, and then I'm pretty sure she dies as well, right? And then Ral just jets out of home at that point because his dad's a complete jagbag. So he bails on that, and he moves to like a different part of Ravnica, and something like that, I think. I'm pretty sure he moves to a different part of Ravnica. And so he ends up meeting Nicol Bolas, and Nicol Bolas hires him to work for him. So Ral is basically dealing with all that, working for Nicol Bolas, and he's in a romantic relationship with a poet, I think it was. Who is it? Elias is the name? I think that's what his name is. So Ral works for Nicol Bolas for like a few years, and then because he has a monsoon mage. He has rain powers. He's a rain mage, right? And then he comes home after being gone for a while, and he finds Elias cheating on him. And the emotional overload from that is what sends him flying through the blind eternities. And I mean, a relationship falling apart is a pretty emotionally strong situation. It's not nearly as interesting as the Will and Rowan one that I talked about, but it's a certain level of duress. So that's what ends up flinging him through the blind eternities. And then he turns into Ral Leyline Prodigy. He looks goofy. He looks goofy on this artwork, you know? So, what does he do? He enters the battlefield with an additional loyalty counter on him for each instant and sorcery spell you've cast this turn. Now, I know that they're making a change to enters instead of enters the battlefield, but that doesn't come till Bloomborough. So that doesn't rule this out as not being real, right? So, just tossing that out there, because I thought to myself when I was reading, I'm like, wait, enters the battlefield. Didn't they get rid of that? But that starts in Bloomborough. He gained his powers via a Jerry Springer moment. Chairs throwing. They're just, let's bring in the bikers. Get Steve. Wasn't that the name of the big old bald security guy? And they go, Steve, something like that. That's funny. Good job, Supreme. That's funny. Okay, so he enters the battlefield with an additional loyalty counter for each instant and sorcery spell you've cast this turn. So it's variable. He starts with 2 loyalty plus however many spells you've cast. You have to obviously have cast 1 or more instants or sorceries to even be able to afflict him. So it's going to be a bare minimum of 3 loyalty that he starts with. So it's +1 until your next turn. Instants and sorceries instants and sorcery spells you cast cost 1 less. -2. 2 damage divided as you choose among 1 or 2 targets. Draw a card if you control a blue permanent other than Ral. That's not too bad. I mean, if he has 3 loyalty, he's not going to die from it. You can use that with the instants and sorceries as well that you have burned to kind of get more damage done around. So that's not too shabby. And card draw is always welcome. -8. Exile the top 8 cards of your library. You may cast instants and sorceries from them this turn without paying their mana cost. So top 8 cards, any instants and sorceries are free. I mean, depending on the way you build your deck, the free instants and sorceries you're going to get to cast could be pretty devastating. I don't know. It's an expensive ultimate, but if you've also cast a bunch of instants and sorceries first, you know, there's some potential there. There's some potential there for sure. So yeah, this is an interesting card design, honestly. I like this. This is like it's not automatically like busted when you look at it, but it's got genuine potential. So that's pretty funky. Next up, we've got Sorin of House Markov. So Sorin is 1 black and 1, 1/4 lifelink. He's got Extort. That's interesting. Hasn't that been limited specifically to the Orzhov up until now? So Extort is whenever you cast a spell, you can pay either a white or a black. If you do, each opponent loses life and you gain that much life. So in a multiplayer game, you're going to gain more life. At the beginning of your post-combat main phase, if you gain 3 or more life this turn, exile Sorin of House Markov, then return him to the battlefield transformed under his owner's control. Sorin has a crazy backstory. Basically, his grandfather, Edgar Markov, he was a lord, right? And so where they're living on Innistrad, they're having this famine. It's a real problem. He's like, we don't have enough food for anybody. What are we gonna do? So he basically makes a deal with a demon, and the demon imparts the knowledge needed to gain vampiric abilities, to become vampires. So Sorin's family becomes vampires, but Sorin's horrified by it. He wants nothing to do with it. So the rest of his family holds him down while like whatever blood elixir is required is poured forcefully down Sorin's throat. Like he was turned into a vampire against his will, but not in the I'm gonna bite you and drain your blood, through a ritual by his own family members. Most of the time when you're turned to a vampire, it's by some stranger who's a vampire you don't know, right? It's like Brad Pitt and Tom Cruise, I want to kiss you in the sewers or something. You know what I mean? So Sorin ends up that's the shock of being transformed into a vampire against his will by his family, that threw him through the blind eternities, made him into a planeswalker, right? Ignited a spark. That is some epic level trauma right there. So that one's pretty sweet, right? As an origin story. Sorry, give me a second, man. I'm still not better. I just need a moment. Is that why he's always brooding? Yeah, I mean, think about it. Think about it. The crazy thing is, too, this is like Sorin is old school walker, which means when his planeswalker spark ignited, he has the powers of a god, right? Like, that's how old school planeswalkers were. New school planeswalkers have a lot of power, but they don't have, like, the ultimate deity level powers. But Sorin is birthed into, like, this new existence as a vampire, and if you look on the other side, he's Sorin Ravenous Neonate. Now that's interesting because neonate is what you call like a newborn, essentially. Somebody who's like less than like a month old, right? So this is him like freshly birthed into vampirism. So on this side, he's got 3 loyalty. He still has the extort ability. +2, create a food token. -1, he deals damage equal to the amount of life you gained this turn to any target. And I think it's funky that the trigger for him transforming into this is gaining 3 life, because that's the potion being forced down his throat, right? It's pretty wild, man. Pretty wild. So he deals damage equal to the amount of life you've gained this turn to any target. That can be really powerful, and it's only -1. And you can build up food tokens first and sack them and then just smack with that. So that could do a lot. -6, gain control of target creature. It becomes a vampire in addition to its other types. Put a lifelink counter on it. If you control a white permanent other than that... Wait. Put a lifelink counter on if you control a white permanent other than that creature or Sorin. Oh, okay, okay. So you can't count the creature that you're taking. You have to have another white creature specifically. That's a little bit weird. That's a little bit weird. All right. The wording on that, but that's fine. It's not that complicated once you understand it. Overall, seems pretty decent. It doesn't seem busted or crazy. And yeah, I mean, I always thought that Sorin's origin story is pretty cool. So that's solid. That's solid. Should have been a food token and a blood token? I guess. They just maybe don't want to give you too many tokens, too much advantage. Okay. Then we've got Grist. Grist the Hunger Tide, obviously, is who this is. This is the origin of Grist. Grist is a really cool concept as a planeswalker because most of the planeswalkers that we deal with are humans. And then we've got other humanoid variations like Ajani, Tammy, or whatever. But most of them are humans. Grist is the most alien of all of the planeswalkers. He's not actually an she, whatever. Grist, I think is a chick. Grist isn't an alien. Insect. It's an insect planeswalker, right? So the idea is that, like, when you see Grist as the full version, like, wait, whoop, right here, this side with the artwork, that's actually a body made out of tons of insects. So Grist summons all these insects to her, and they create like an insectile collective, which is really cool. So 1 green, 1/2 death touch insect. Whenever Grist voracious larva or another creature enters the battlefield under your control, if it entered from your graveyard or you cast it from the graveyard, you can pay 1 green. If you do, exile Grist, then return it to the battlefield transformed under its owner's control. That's a funky ability. Grist is, we don't actually know what ignited Grist's Planeswalker spark, right? Because Grist isn't aware. At this point, when Grist is a larva, originally, she has no awareness of any life forms outside of insects. So she doesn't realize that, like, humans and everything like that are suffering from Grist's actions. Grist goes ahead and says, yo, all these insects show up and let's swarm eat everything. So it's basically like, I'm going to bring everybody in and we're just going to eat and eat and eat. And apparently somewhere along the line, Ajani was able to communicate with Grist, I think it was Ajani, and explained, like, yo, you're messing up people's farms. You're eating everything for them to live. And so what you're doing ain't cool. And they're like, I think it was on Eldraine. And it's like, can you just go and eat, like, from the wilderness instead? Can you take all your insect buddies and go and eat in the wilderness? And Grist is like, okay. And then they just kind of went, well, good enough. And it's like, you just unleashed a plague on the rest of nature there, right? But whatever. Anyways, I don't know what igniting Grist sparked. I would really like to know. So on the Planeswalker side, you get a 3 loyalty Planeswalker, +1, create a 1/1 black and green insect creature token, then mill 2 cards, put a death touch counter on the token if a black card was milled this way, -2, destroy target artifact or enchantment, -6, for each creature card in your graveyard, create a token that's a copy of it, except it's a 1/1 black and green insect. Now that feels super powerful. Like, I love that. But you've got to build up to it. You've got to spend 3 turns cranking up. Plus, you have to have a bunch of stuff in your graveyard for it to really feel good. But ultimately, I think that's a cool ultimate. So Grist is a really, really interesting one with a strange ability, like the strange transformation. So I mean, when you look at the ability of the before it flips, when Grist or another creature enters the battlefield under your control, if it came from your graveyard, you can pay a green. So yeah, I can't really figure out 100% how Grist ended up igniting its spark, but either way, look at the artwork. Look at how insane it looks. Like, Grist can form these insects into a gigantic body, and there's just one sentient Planeswalker spark insect in the middle of it. Just a tiny little bug. That's cool, man. That's cool. I dig it. So that's all of them. Hold on, let's switch it up. And where is it? Bam. And all right. So there you go. I know that I was mostly focused on reading the cards there, so now I can see what you guys are saying. Man. We don't know. Is it bugging? Get out of here, Game Freak. Get out of here with your puns. You wish they'd bring Nicol Bolas back. Oh, don't worry. They will. They will. People love Nicol Bolas, and he's sitting in the meditation realm for when Wizards feels like bringing him back. Like, Wizards isn't very good at making new, interesting villains anymore, so they have to keep bringing back the Eldrazi, Nicol Bolas, the Phyrexians, because they seem to have lost the ability to make compelling villains. I do still strongly believe that if they had taken the opportunity to use the Amonkhet block to establish a new villain, it would have gone over very well. Because what Nicol Bolas did on Amonkhet could have been done by any planeswalker. Like, you could just create a new villainous planeswalker, give them the setup that you gave Bolas with Amonkhet, and that was really cool. That was really cool. What up, Merfolk Bear? How you doing? Do we know that Nico Bolas isn't free after Realmbreaker? We don't know anything for sure anymore, because Wizards has decided that they don't have to be beholden to any previous story elements in any way. Like, if you read the Wilds of Eldraine story, it ends with Ashiok showing up in Ariet's jail cell and saying, I'm going to spirit you away to another world where I'm going to make you a queen. But when Wizards put out the article talking about Thunder Junction, they went, Ashiok said to Ariet, if you help me on Thunder Junction, I'll free you. That's totally not what happened. That's not what the previous story said. They've got a blurb talking about Vraska where they go, somehow she got cured of being a Phyrexian. It's just like, they don't care anymore, it seems like. Like, what was it that I just saw in Arena today? There was a story snippet where it said that Oko hired Annie to be part of the crew because of her knowledge of the Hellspurs. But he said, in the story, they said it was because of her ability to see through illusions. So, Pot's not, it's only 4. It's only 4 that were leaked. Now, the source of it isn't known. It's not being stated. Like, when you dig down through the layers and you trace this to its source currently is the MTG rumor Reddit, but they're not claiming it's from any particular place. But these do feel very believable to me. Draven, that is them retconning. That's what they're saying now. They're saying that, oh, hey, check it out. Jace has been pretending to be Ashiok. And Jace was Ashiok on Eldraine. So if Jace was Ashiok on Eldraine, why did Jace's Ashiok say, I'm taking you out of prison, Ariet, and I'm going to make you a queen on another world? And then why does the website now say, Ashiok said, help me on Thunder Junction? So this is exactly what I'm talking about, where they'll just say this new thing, go, this is what it is, and then people just accept it. So there are people who are like, they literally come to me and they go, you don't know the story. Because Ashiok was Jace then. No, I do know the story because I read it all and paid attention. You're just listening to what they say now and ignoring facts. If you go and read the Wilds of Eldraine story, go read the very end for yourself. Go read what was said to Ariet. You will see that it absolutely wasn't come help me on Thunder Junction. They don't care anymore. Like, nothing is consistent anymore at all. And the reason we got Ashiok as Jace is because they had Jace Ashiok artwork. They already had it kicking around. So they just forced it into the story. That's the deal. Like, every set now can do whatever they want. And whatever it says, you're just supposed to accept as having happened before. And people who are like, I got to go back and read the entire Eldraine story now that I know that it was Jace. It wasn't Jace at any point during that story. At any point. In fact, the Wilds of Eldraine story was so chopped up that one of the main characters in the story was Neva. Can anybody tell me anything about Neva? Oh, you can't? Why is that? Oh, even though she was on story spotlight cards? Oh yeah, because she's not in the written story at all. And they don't show anybody who has a sleeping curse in glass caskets, but that's what they did. They put everybody in glass caskets to protect them and everybody else. And so there's endless rows of these glass caskets that people were stored in. But nope. Like, you literally have the nightmares created by Ashiok being battled by Will Rowan. Like, there's so many elements from Eldraine where you can piece together somewhat what was going on from the cards, but they don't feel like they have to give us the story that was created with the cards. And the stories that they do give us are lackluster garbage, where we're supposed to be excited that the ultimate culmination of Thunder Junction heist story is that there's a stupid little space baby that's being adopted by Jason Vraska, right? Like, it's pure madness. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. So, like, it makes literally no sense. If Ashiok was Jace all along during the Thunder Junction story, And you have Annie, who has the ability with just her eye to see through illusions. She joins this gang of outlaws that she doesn't trust. She's going to use her illusion eye. Why wouldn't you? Any logical person who is concerned about the people you're dealing with, concerned about subterfuge, backstabbing, don't trust them. Why wouldn't you use your inherent eye magic that there's no downside to it? Why wouldn't you look to see through illusions? She was hired for her ability to see through illusions, but not in the arena blurb. The arena blurb says she was hired because she knows about the Hellspurs. She doesn't know very much about the Hellspurs in the story. She knows a bit, but she doesn't have great knowledge of them. She didn't know about the vault, and if she knew like everything about the Hellspurs, she would know where Tarnation was located. She would know about the vault. She would know all that kind of stuff. So you got a situation where she just doesn't use her illusion piercing magic to see through Jace's guys as Ashiok. But then afterwards, when Jace goes, check it out, I'm not Ashiok, I'm Jace, she goes, why are you under an illusion hiding what your body really looks like? And you're just like, this is stupid. This is really, really dumb. And people have to make up insane reasons where the reason that Annie didn't see through Jace's illusion to Ashiok is she was just so worried about Oko that she just kept looking at him. What? No, she was worried about everybody in this group. The story is 70 kind of dumb. 70 different dumb ways where it's like, oh, check it out. Here's Rakdos, the muscle. Oh, he's the muscle. So you're going to bring him in when you need muscle. Like when you want to stop a train, right? No, why would you think we'd bring Rakdos in to stop a train? Oh, I don't know, maybe because you stop a train with him in the trailer and also because you call him the muscle and a giant demon could just grab a train and stop it like nothing. No, Rakdos is the muscle. Yeah, no, so you're going to use him to stop trains? No. Okay, and when you go to Tarnation, are you going to have Rakdos fighting a bunch of people and using his muscle? Well, not right. No, maybe half in the second half. Maybe. So what does Rakdos being the muscle mean? Well, it means like in the first chunk of the story, he comes and looks through a door and he's like, hey, you guys talking without me? And then he punches Ral. What? And so they all go to Tarnation and like the Hellspurs are all like, get him boys and whatever. Oh, Rakdos must do something here. No. What? Yeah, we're not even going to mention him. So is Rakdos not even here? That's right. Okay, oh no, the Greywater boys are here and everything's going south. Okay. Also, Rakdos is here fighting a cool. What? Like, what? Yeah, no, he's here now. But you didn't just have him show up. You made it sound like he was here all along just standing off to the side like a D&D player character who's not there. Oh yeah, Jimmy can't play tonight. So his character's with the party, but he's not going to do anything. Like, that's what they did with Rakdos. And instead of having Rakdos stop the train, they're like, we'll have Breaches blow up a bridge, and then we'll have Gisa and Giraffe animate a bunch of dead that we've already said can't be there because the plane's uninhabited. This uninhabited plane that has no people living on it has cactus people living on it and sentient dragon people living on it. And it's like, what? No, but Akul is a sentient dragon scorpion, but he's not like the other scorpion dragons that are from this plane. He's from a different plane, but also a scorpion dragon. So you've just introduced two planes to us that have scorpion dragons, and one of them are sentient that can talk, and the other ones are sentient but can't talk and are regular dragons but scorpion dragons, like on Magda. What? Like it's all so stupid. It's all so stupid. And it's like, okay, so we're all gonna go and get the loot that's in the vault. And then they open up the vault and there's just a dumb space baby in here. And it's like, what about all the treasure that you said was in here? Hold on. I'm not done telling you the story. Just listen. So Jason and Vraska get excited and adopt the space baby, or they abduct it against its will. And then they get out of the vault and they're like, so long, suckers. And then Kellen's all like, I have compulsion powers now, so I'm going to make a cool go into the vault. And so he makes a cool go into the vault. And then lava falls on the vault. And then the vault flies into space. So clearly you can tell from what I've said here that there's tons of treasure for everybody, right? Because there was only the space baby in the vault. And the vault flew off into space. So it makes sense that there's swords and all these other things that are here. And also Zakama. There's a Zakama dinosaur. There's multiple dinosaurs in the vault that they're just, that's what's in Big Score, right? Okay. Also, Old Tech Matter Weaver was in the vault. What? Yeah, a guy who looks like leftover artwork from Lost Caverns of Ixalan was in there. And he makes gnomes stuff. What? What is any of this? It's the best, bro. It's the best. This all makes perfect sense. Everybody's going to go to a plane that's empty and has nobody in it, but everybody has to dress like cowboys and stuff. But you know what the reality is? A bunch of people don't care. I was talking with somebody today who was literally like, because I was bagging on this shit. I was telling my buddy down at the game store, because he didn't know the way it ends. I'm like, do you know the way it ends? Do you know that Kellen has this whole like moment of, do I have the right to take a life with a Kool? And it's like, a Kool is a giant murderous scorpion dragon. And you know he's a huge menace. You don't get to do this. You don't get to go, do I have the right to kill him? Kellen, I watched you in Ixalan, where you cut vampires apart in midair. You cut them apart like a butcher cuts apart cattle. You did it with no concerns and no worries. Those were human beings that have been turned into vampires. So if you don't care about hacking vampires to pieces, you don't get to have this moment where you're worried about a Kool. You don't get to do that. It doesn't make any sense. It literally makes no sense. Hi, I'm playing Super Mario Brothers. And he's like, woo, he runs through the board. And he's jumping on Goombas and Koopa Troopas, just killing everybody in sight. You get to the second stage and a Goomba shows up and he stops and a bubble shows up. Do I have the right to take a life? Am I allowed to do this? Is it right to kill this Goomba? Bitch, I just watched you kill like 10 people. The first time we were introduced to you, you ramrodded a witch into her own cauldron. You're the one who's cooked. Like, you've murdered a bunch of people. You don't get, like, you've killed people. Like, the vampires that you killed on Ixalan are arguably not as bad people as a Kool. It's not satisfying. It's idiotic. It's idiotic. So everything is stapled together garbage. And it's maddening. It's maddening. Quattro, correct. You try and think of the story, it hurts your head. That dude that screams 'cause reasons, go read the blurbs on the website. You want to know how... You remember when Vraska sacrificed her life to save Jace? Vraska's love for Jace was so strong that she fought against the Fyres to basically let him escape, right? I'll sacrifice myself. You go. Not only does she show up alive on Thunder Junction, she's totally fine. She's totally fine. And the website says, somehow Vraska got cured of being a Phyrexian. That's it. That's it. It's insane. It's insane. So, as somebody who, like, adores stories and loves lore and pays attention to what's going on, it's the worst, bro. It's the worst. Jake, Kellen's not a MacGuffin so much as a stapled on. Basically, what Wizards was doing was they, like, Lost Caverns of Ixalan wasn't supposed to be about Kellen at all. He wasn't supposed to be in there. He was stapled in. Amalia was the hero. Amalia was the main character of Ixalan. But Wizards found that their marketing, where they made every story about ladies, wasn't working for them. So they needed to make a change, and so they stapled Kellen into a bunch of different sets and went, here you go, here, please, like, here you go. Is this better? Maybe? Come on. But they don't seem to understand that they have to write compelling stories and have things make sense for it to be gratifying. Anyways, I was telling the one guy at the store about how stupid the story is, and this guy beside me just goes, look, man, I know the story's stupid. I know it doesn't make sense that everybody's dressed up like this, but I like it. I'm enjoying the set and I don't care. And I'm like, that's a fair, whatever, man. You can feel how you want to feel, right? Ultimately, Wizards went, here's the ultimate culmination to the Thunder Junction story. Unsatisfying story all the way up until opening the vault. We want to sell you plushies. Buy dumb plushies. Buy these, you idiot. Like, that's what it is. It's just disgusting marketing with no effort put into making it a proper story. Hot Dice membership message says, meet me at the High Noon Ranch and bring your dinosaurs and stupid space baby and no shirt, man. You've yeed your last haw. That's pretty much it. That's pretty much it, bro. That's pretty much it. Zom is Tamio is dead, correct. But this is Modern Horizons. Modern Horizons isn't beholden to any particular world, time, or place. So these are origin stories of the Planeswalkers. So you can have any number of dead Planeswalkers. They could do, for example, Dak Faden, which is something a lot of people would like to see. So basically, yeah, you get to see them before and changing. Which I like. I like the origin story stuff. It's cool. It's cool. Jack says it's the power of the plot. Hatcher, accept it and consume. That's what they want. It's crazy. I can't though. I can't. It's like I can't shut off the part of my brain that needs things to make sense. Like we were watching CSI. We're watching CSI. And there's this cop who's interrogating somebody. And the guy took a bunch of his medication to make himself have a seizure or whatever. But it ends up like he falls and cracks his head and whatever. And so Internal Affairs is like, we're investigating you for police brutality. And I'm just like, so I guess the first step of the investigation is just for you to go, let's check the cameras in the interrogation room. Because there's no way that any police interrogation room wouldn't have cameras. But no, they don't do that at any point. And it's just like, wait, what? No, that would be the you can't. There's no police station where they're not going to record the rooms where they interrogate people for confessions and stuff. Like, what? And so they do so much crap like that where your brain just goes, oh, I hate being smart. I hate that my brain demands logic. I wish I was dumb because there's so much stuff made for dumb people who just go, and here's me with my brain functioning, just going, wait, no. Paul Falcon gifting 5 memberships. Thanks, buddy. New members, bear your shields with pride. Oh, speaking of new members, Enderblade gifting 10 memberships. Bear your shields with pride. And that makes you the member lord, Enderblade. Thanks for the membership gifts, Bo and Ender. You guys tag teamed 15 people up in here. It's fine. If people don't care about the story, that's their choice. But they don't get to tell me not to care. Just the same way that I don't tell them you have to care, you can't tell me, no, you're not allowed to care about that. It's not important. You don't get to decide what I like. The same way I don't get to decide what you like. And I really enjoy stories that tie together and make sense. And I'm willing to give a certain amount of leeway, right? I don't demand perfection, but I demand some level of sense and I demand consistency. You can't just go, I have cool moments, here they are, and there's a bunch of crap shoved in between. You have to have the story flow from point to point. You must do that. It is a necessity. You can't, otherwise, those cool moments mean nothing. There's nothing to anchor them to. There's nothing to give them depth. And it's emptiness. And so I think part of what happens with some of the people who like the lore is they just fill in all the gaps themselves. And then they're like, I like the story. And it's like, why? Because I made a bunch of it up in my head. And it's like, okay, but like, what about all these logical inconsistencies? Nope, all makes sense. No, it really doesn't. You have to like create gigantic made up nonsense to slap it together. Hatcher is highly allergic to plot holes. Correct. You have to understand that like it ties into an animal nature kind of thing. We're trying to survive, right? That's ultimately the goal of animals. And so if something is wrong around you, if something doesn't make sense, that could be dangerous, right? Now, obviously, stories aren't dangerous, but I'm just saying from an animal perspective, in the natural world, if something is out of place, something is wrong, you're just like, what? My radar's up. Am I in danger? Is there a problem? So logical inconsistencies in stories trigger the same kind of internal response. You don't feel like you're in danger. You just feel frustrated. You feel unhappy. Whatever, however you want to quantify it. I don't know if I'm explaining it exactly right for you to get what I'm saying, but like consistency, it matters. Even people who think they don't care about it appreciate it, right? So, like I was talking to somebody who said, he's like, yo, I didn't think I cared about the stories. I was like, no, stories don't matter. But I realize now that I actually did like things making sense. And the stuff not making sense and it being disparate, it does have a negative impact. Like, this has a diminishing impact on Magic overall. The more nonsensical it gets, where everything just feels like, that's why do you think Markov Manor did so badly as well? Because not only was it random in terms of the cards they put in there, but it was tonally insane. Like, it was so disparate and wonky. It didn't even have the detective crap was even less coherent. Even though the story they wrote was more coherent than Thunder Junction, the overall way the set presented things was less coherent. Millmaster says 200 people tonight, got to drag more folk into the basement. That's what the membership shields are. Welcome to the basement, son. So people don't realize that all these little elements add up. Even if you don't take the time to individually appreciate them all, your brain does subconsciously. Because your brain's taking a ton of information at all times, filtering out the useless information, taking the useful information to build a narrative of the world around you. And everything is filtered that way. It's not something you can shut off. When people are like, just shut your brain off. I can't. It's not possible. I can't shut my brain off to enjoy things. I don't have that capability. James, do I ever pop across the border? I mean, I've been across the border a bunch. My parents used to take me across the border when we were kids for like gas and stuff like that because the Canadian dollar was stronger back then. But the Canadian dollar's weak, man. So going over there. Also, I don't have a car. I don't have a car. I don't have a house. I ain't a rich guy. I ain't even rich enough to got a vehicle. So yeah, no. And I don't have my passport up to date either. Jake, tons of people can remember the name of Karlov Manor. A lot of people just don't care. I call it Markov Manor because I don't care, and honestly because it's funny to me that some people get genuinely really triggered by it, and they try and be like got you moments and stuff, leaving comments like, how can you call yourself the magic historian and call it Markov Manor? You don't even know the name of the set. Yeah, I do. I do know the name of the set. And I know more about Magic than you'll ever know. And I've played more Magic than you will ever play. And I'll be here playing this game long after you're gone. And there's not a fucking thing you can do to stop me from being the Magic historian. So stay mad, stay sad, son. I don't give a fuck, bitch. You know? It's like, yo, oh, you don't know the name of the set? Here's my response. This is it. Wile E. Coyote style. Here you go. You don't know the name of the set? No, you're just too stupid to understand what's going on. It's not my fault you're a fucking moron, but go on with your got you moment. Do go on. I never bother responding to them because why would I? It's like, sure, I'll let you feel like people like to feel like they're better than other people. Like the comments, like some fucking idiot left a comment on some older video going, how come fucking boomers and millennials can't tell this is AI art? And it's like, go continue to jerk yourself off about how awesome and smart you are, you clown-faced goon. Because for real, you fucking idiot moron, these aren't even the fucking actual artwork for the things or whatever. It's just some fucking placeholder shit they're shoving in or whatever. And also, these people are like, I know all the AI art. Do you? Or are you just such a fucking goof that you've heard AI a bunch and now you just go, every art I see is AI. Why? His one eye looks wrong. You know these are painted by fucking humans, right? You fucking idiot. And humans don't do a perfect job. Nuh-uh, it's AI art and I'm the only one smart enough to see it. And it's like, okay, have fun. Like, I'm so glad that I no longer feel the need to tell idiots, yo, listen, moron, go fuck yourself. Because I used to, I hate dumbasses thinking they're fucking smarter than me. I hate being talked down to by dumb fucks, right? So it's like, Holy fucking shit, bro. You're not smart enough to suck my fucking toes, and I gotta listen to this shit from you, but I don't have to tell people that anymore. I just read the comment and go, you're a fucking idiot out loud, and just walk off, right? Like, fuck you, dude. It's so dumb. Just the comments just turn into, I'm really smart and you guys aren't. Yeah, you sure are, buddy, and you're illustrating it here quite well. Hot dice, yeah, you know what? There's a lot of things that really do feel surface level nowadays. It's pretty frustrating. So yeah, man. Yeah, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. I notice there's some of you who haven't been to my streams before and don't realize the way that I converse in these. This is how I used to do my videos too. I used to talk about fucking dinosaurs in my videos and shit. Like, my videos were some of the wildest Magic videos around, but YouTube got really, really picky about what you could say and do for a while. And they've backed off. So I had to change how I made my videos for a while just to protect the channel. But I never gave up talking that way in the live stream. So if you guys enjoy these live streams, just so you know, I've got 6 months worth of, years and years worth of live streams are gone. But the last 6 months of live streams are all available on the Hatcher Stream archive. So if you like this kind of stuff, there are, I don't know, a couple hundred streams waiting for you to watch at your leisure if you so desire. Some, is it in bad taste to call it Karlov Manor? No, because it's a fantasy world, so it doesn't matter if it ties into some real world nonsense. It's based on Teysa Karlov and her family house. The reason people call it Markov Manor is it just feels better. Murders at Markov Manor, right? It's the alliteration of it. Murders at Karlov Manor doesn't roll off the tongue. More people know Soren Markov. We literally have been to Markov Manor in previous stories as well, right? It's where Soren lives. So there's a number of different reasons that people gravitate towards that. Wholesome, you don't think some of the planeswalkers seem that bad? Yeah, they don't seem like too busted, honestly. Dragnarok, you made a mistake thinking Terror of the Peaks cards was AI, but after a closer look, you admit you were wrong. A lot of people want to jump on the AI train, and a lot of people won't admit when they're wrong. So good on you for recognizing when you've made a mistake that way. I think it does a big disservice to the actual artists of Magic the Gathering when people just blanket throw out AI, AI, AI. Like, I got so fucking tired of people seeing like so many different comments where I wanted to be like, yo, just so you know, when I read you saying this, I think you're a fucking idiot. Like, this is made by a well-known magic artist. This is not somebody who's stealing art and they've been doing stuff for a while. But because you've heard people are doing AI and other people are talking about it, now you're going to throw it out there. But I've got some advice for you. Let the people whose brains work tell you when you're dealing with AI art, because you don't have the intelligence to figure it out yourself. But you think you do, and it's fucking obnoxious. It is so obnoxious. You have no idea how many comments I see from people going, it's all AI. I know this is AI. How do you not see it? And I'm like, how do you fucking dress yourself? How do you dress yourself? Does your mother lay out your clothes and button up your shirts, you mouth-breathing dumb fuck? It's so aggravating. But, I mean, I'll be real as well. I'm easy to aggravate. Seeing people being dumb fucks aggravates me. Doomblade, the people who comment AI are AI. It's just people are up their own asses and they think they know and they fucking don't. And they don't, man. They don't know. Like, when it's obvious, it's obvious. Look at the needle scratches on this or whatever. But people will just go, it's AI, with no actual basis for it. They'll just pick an artwork and go, that's AI, I know it. And I know it and none of you do. And that makes me smart. No. You're a fucking moron, man. Your mother must have smoked all the fucking meth. Like, all the meth when she wasn't busy eating fucking paste down at the dumb fuck house. Lee, there isn't a hard rule about one planeswalker per set. Here's what you have to understand. The only reason Wizards said there's going to be fewer planeswalkers is because they want to sell more commander product. And you can't use Planeswalkers as your commander. And Planeswalkers aren't as exciting for commander players because the value they provide doesn't scale as much in bigger games, right? So the idea here is double-face Planeswalkers allow them to go, hey, you can use these for your commander. On top of that, Modern Horizon sets aren't story sets. So story sets will have one Planeswalker per set. But these random print whatever the hell you want sets will just have whatever, right? And honestly, the reason that we're getting these Planeswalkers as well is because they have a bunch of slush art kicking around. And they go, okay, let's use the slush art. Like, if you look at these different versions of Ral Zarek and whatever, you could put either of them on a Planeswalker card and go, that's a Planeswalker, right? It's the same thing with a bunch of it. What up, Loco? What's going on, Pinchak? What up, Crow? Yeah, Carly, that's right. That's right. It has been a crazy 5 years, and people do have no clue. You're correct, baby. Dragnrock. Oh, you don't know what slush art is? Slush art is Wizards of the Coast pays for artwork, right? So they go and they tell these artists to make whatever. And then the artists turn in the art. And sometimes the art is not usable for one of two different reasons. Either the art doesn't fit the card properly, or they have removed the card from the set. So you made me this dragon, but guess what? We're cutting that dragon from the set, but we still paid for the artwork. So how it used to work is they would pick a few cards that would fit into a new set from the slush art because they've already paid for it, and they'd put it into a set. The first Modern Horizons is all slush art. They just took art they had kicking around and just made whatever they want with it. And Modern Horizons is a great place for slush art because it doesn't have a story. But then you have things like they removed all of the police from the Capenna set because they said, this is a law and crime set, and we got 5 crime families. And then they went, people on Twitter are upset about police, and they think police are bad. We have to take all the police out of the set. So they did. They took all the police out of the set. All of them. And then they went, it's still the same set. And it's like, no, you fundamentally changed everything. If there is no law enforcement, and the 5 crime families are in charge of Capenna and make the rules, they're the government. They're not criminal mobsters. So what have you done? And if you've wondered why you look at Capenna and go, there's cards like Story Spotlight, Meeting of the 5 Guild Heads, or 5 Families. Why did that never happen in the story? Oh, because they completely changed the story because they took all of the police out of the set. And then we get to Markov Manor. And they go, screw having things make sense. Use the slush art. And it's like, what? Yeah, you got to take all that Capenna slush art that we didn't use. You have to shove it in Ravnica. And it's like, wait, how? But everybody in Ravnica doesn't dress like they're from the 1920s on Earth. And they're just like, shut up. Yeah, no, it's fine. It's fine. We'll call them detectives. And then somebody went, well, you can't have detectives because there's already the Boros, who are the police on Ravnica, and the Azorius, who are the lawmakers and judges. And between them, they handle every aspect of dealing with criminals. Every single aspect. Very effectively. Nope, there's a detective agency. And they run to crime scenes because they got to catch the crime before Boros. And then when they catch the criminals, they have to hand them over to the Boros to be processed by the Azorius. And it's like, so why does this detective agency exist? Because we have a bunch of bowler hat cops, dickhead. That's why. And so then they go, we'll make it make sense. We'll make it make sense. Just grab some slush art of Ravnica with like elementals and paint hats on them. Take that one chick from the 10th district. Paint a hat, paint a fedora on her. Give her a what is it? A Boros fedora. That's what they did. So they went from handpicking a few pieces of slush art and making some minor modifications where it would actually fit to going, fuck you to the customers. You don't matter. Suck our dicks. We're just going to shove this crap in. Eat it. And that's where we're at. So Thunder Junction is just stupid hat. It's crazy. At least with Bloomborough with the slush art, it's just going to be animals. So you can just take animals they already have kicking around and throw them in, and they don't have to paint animal bodies onto people. Hey, Ender's Blade Super Chat says, go take Carly out to a nice seafood dinner and never call her back. Take your wife out to a seafood dinner and never call her back. That's pretty good, buddy. That's pretty good. She's going to be really unhappy when I leave her now because of you. So I hope you're happy that you destroyed our marriage, buddy. Unless somebody does a bigger super chat telling me to stay with Carly, I'm going to have to divorce her. Tough break, Carly. Tough break. Anyways, I gotta go and touch my glorious dong for a moment to alleviate some fluidity. So enjoy this in the meantime. Don't be a dink. Use my Amazon link. When Hatchet goes for a drink, bookmark that Amazon link. Don't be a bitch. You gotta scratch that itch. Bookmark that Amazon link. I got fucking bills to pay, y'all. Use my Amazon link. This is gonna take some work. Don't be a dink. Use my Amazon link. When Hatchet goes for a drink, bookmark that Amazon link. Don't be a bitch. You gotta scratch that itch. Bookmark that Amazon link. I got fucking bills to pay, y'all. Use my Amazon link. This is gonna take some work. Don't be a dink. Use my Amazon link. When Hatchet goes for a drink. All right. Bookmark that Amazon link. Seriously, though. Do it. Do it. Anders Blade says, both slots on the board. Bring it. Oh, that's right. Look at that, man. You got the full spread, son. Well done. Is Hatcher secretly Daft Punk? I'm just secretly daft. That's it. I'm just daft. Lee says, so I definitely love Loot as my new favorite character. Listen, man. Don't say hateful things like that to me. All right? Loot's the fucking worst. This thing was inflicted on me. And guess what? The game store that I go to, there's a PayPal link set up. And when people want to hook me up with stuff from the store, they send money to that link. Well, the game store guy thinks it's fucking hilarious. He thinks it's hilarious to go ahead and go, oh, check it out. I'm gonna keep getting these loots and giving these little loot plushies to you every time somebody sends PayPal money to the store for you. And on top of that, do I still have it? Look at this. Look at this shit. You see this? He made this picture. He made this picture and hung it on the fucking register at the store. It's taped up on the wall in the game store now. This shit is taped up on the wall in the fucking game store. And at the beginning of the Thunder Junction pre-release, he said, hey, the Magic Historian's at the pre-release, and he'll happily sign any copy of loots that you guys get. And I said, no, I will not. No, I will not. I will burn your store to the ground. Who wants to join me in burning the store down? So yeah, he's having the time of his life with this. He's having the time of his life with this. Zircon already sent something over to the shop, which means, like, he's got another loot. He was so happy about it that I messaged him in the middle of the night to say, yo, somebody sent something to the PayPal. And he got out of bed and went on the distributor website and ordered multiple extra loots. So he's got multiple extra loots coming in, and he's giddy about foisting them on me. So, like, this is what Magic's become. Stupid little Porkemon baby garbage nonsense with this. Hey, look at me. I'm going to go with Jace and Mama Vraska across the multiverse. Even though there's Omen Pass everywhere and everyone can go everywhere. Jace is like, Vraska, you can finally planeswalk again because we stole this baby. We stole this baby. Drives me crazy. Anders Blade, you want a card signed by me? Oh, no problem. We just got to meet up and you can bring a copy of Loot and I'll sign it for you. I definitely won't crunch it. Actually, I wouldn't do that to anybody. I'll be real. I would never destroy somebody's card. Would you sign my Loot? I'd be like, eat my bag. Or I'd just draw a dick in his mouth or something. But, like, I wouldn't destroy the person's card. But I probably would just write something awful on it. Anthony, you'd be excited about Tamio if they didn't kill her character with horrible lore. Why? What are you talking about? You don't think it's super satisfying that Nashi is like using techno Tamio scrolls? You don't think that's awesome? Remember when he fought Obeka and she just didn't use her time magic? That's satisfying. They stole it. You thought they played Finders Keepers. What's the difference between that? What's the difference between that, Wobbly? Tell that to the cops, son. Be like, yo, I just played Finders Keepers with this money that from this guy's wallet. I found it. I keeps it, right? What is going on here? It looks like the camera's out of focus. Or is it just my eyes that are out of focus? Whatever. So yeah, man, this is taped up. It's taped up in the game store, for fuck's sakes. Lee, can you have my blessing to draw me? Yeah, go for it. Go for it. And when you're done, join the Discord. And in my Discord, there is a place for like fan arts and stuff like that. There's a place you can actually post it. So go for it. Go for it. That's where we've been making custom Magic Historian cards for my cube as well. So there's a bunch of ridiculous stuff in there, including me as a gigantic Eldrazi dong. And you know what? Since I've mentioned it, why don't we just go ahead and show that one here too, because it's pretty ridiculous. Just give me a second. No. There we go. And let's load it in. So yeah, here's me as a Eldrazi mushroom Emrakul dong. Every day you missed it. The mega leak just happened a few minutes ago. So yeah, and you guys like stuff like this. There's a bunch of weird, goofy pictures like this in the Discord too to enjoy. And some of them have already been made into Magic cards as well. So yeah, this is my face now. Yeah, greetings, owners of fat mushroom heads. Who wants to put me in your mouth? Oh lordy, these are fun, man. These artworks is fun. Jack, if you want, man, just go into the Discord, download the artwork yourself, and you can put it on. You can have them make your proxy and send it out, man. That's it. It's just sitting there in the Discord for anybody to grab. Yeah, there's some fun stuff in there. So yeah, anybody who wants to get in on making like custom proxy cards and stuff for my cube, I did that video on proxies, and they gave me a code that lets me get a bunch of free proxies printed and sent to me. So I am now making custom cards for my cube, and it's like a group effort. A bunch of people are making whatever cards. I put a list of different cards up in the Discord as well. So the software, the link to the websites to do it yourself, all of it. It's all available in the Discord if you want to be a part of it. Do I think they'll ever make a BioShock set? Nothing's off the table. If there's like a new BioShock game coming along or whatever, Wizards seems like they'll try and get any IP they can, really, you know? Man. There we go. Now I've got something to hide my face while I snark into the tissues. I missed the fucking trash can, bro. Power Rangers? Yeah, I could see that happening easily. Anything's possible now. Wizards will do anything, clearly. Like, they don't care about their own IP at all anymore. At all. Like, at all. It's crazy. What? Jensen, what? Alien only has enough charcuterie for a secret lair. What? What? How often do you talk about charcuterie? That your autocorrect changed what, characters or something like that into charcuterie? Lee, I don't have a preference. Dealer's choice, buddy. You do whatever feels right. Study guide, where did the leaks come from? My butthole, bro. I've got a real bad medical problem. It's called leaky butt, and that's where the mega leak is. It's coming from his butt. It's coming from his Eldraz dong butt. Who wants to get hentar tentacled? Ha ha ha. Ha ha ha. Wop 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 wop. Lee, you want to do me and Luke kissing? Well, here's my response to that. That's what you get. That's what you get. Modern Horizons 3 is the culmination of Wizards' new philosophy. Slush art, no lore necessary, max power creep, max reprints, max commander, low print quality. You're too right, and I don't like it. I do not like it. You're bang on. You're bang on. Jess, yeah, you like that. You like that, don't you? It helps too. I can talk a little less to preserve my glorious elongated throat. Look at how long and powerful my neck is. Isn't that great? Look at that. Look at that. It's so good. I've got such a good neck. I bet your mom would like necking with me. Joey says, thank you for doing this. No problem, buddy. No problem. Anders Blade, you'd be wrong. I can't even talk using it. So use wrong, son. Use wrong. So yeah, man, it's like it's a ridiculous world where I love Magic. I love playing Magic, but like the stuff they're doing to the game is just driving me crazy. It's driving me crazy, but I'm not going anywhere. I'm not quitting. I'm here for the long haul. That's what people don't get. People are like, you don't love Magic, you hate Magic. And it's like, no, bro. I got that deep kind of love where a lot of Johnny come latelys will just head off and be like, I'm done. I don't care. I played with it for a bit. I'm good. I've loved Magic for like 30 years. And I ain't going anywhere as long as the game's still around. And even if the game somehow stopped being produced, I would still have my cards I would still play. I play Magic every day. I play Magic every fucking day. Like that's the reality of it, man. I played Arena so much today that I got all the way up to the 15 daily wins. I had the most awesome midweek Magic game. The midweek Magic in Arena this time was awesome with the Jumpstart packs. I jumped in with the last 20 minutes left in the event, and I got faced off against somebody for this epic back and forth where I totally thought I was going to lose because I was under the hammer for most of it. He had a better board position, but I had just enough and a few cards in my hand that he wasn't willing to full on like come at me, and he was just taking swings with bigger guys, and I was like, oh, just kind of hanging on the ropes, getting smacked. Not roping, I don't do that, but I just mean like, oh, okay, I'm just trying to stay alive. And like, at one point, I was sure I was dead, but I'm like, I ain't giving up. I ain't giving up. And slowly but surely start to tweak things around. And then at a certain point, he just folded. After like 25 minutes of the game, he folded. And I was like, oh, I hung to the cliffside. I kept my finger claws in the cliffside going, you can't defeat me, even though he was up on the cliff just trying to kick my hands off. And eventually I was just like, grabbed one of his like legs and was like, oh, right? And I started to pull him over to the cliff's edge, and I'm like, yeah, oh, let's do this. My other hand's strong enough to hold on. Let's go, buddy. It was awesome. It was awesome. Like, when I was done the game, I literally went, yeah, so loud. Carly turned around like she wanted to know what I was so happy about. And I'm like, I just won an epic game of Magic. Like, that's it. With no stakes on the line, no prizes, nothing. I already had my 15 wins for the day. The joy of playing Magic. I fucking love Magic the Gathering more than a lot of people you'll meet. I love this game. I love the lore. I love the flavor. I love the gameplay. All of it. I don't like the new lore. I don't like the wonky flavor they've been shoving in lately. But the gameplay is still awesome. I literally had an awesome time playing just Thunder Junction cards, right? Even if they all did have Gormpy cowboy hats. How are Planeswalkers getting their sparks back? They're not. The desparking of Planeswalkers, they never specified all the people who were desparked. So it's basically a grab bag. Anybody you've seen who is desparked stays desparked. Like Vraska lost her spark. And Jace is like, check it out, we got this stupid space baby. So now you can travel the planes again. Even though Jace is a Planeswalker who could just take her with him. Because Planeswalkers can do that. So, yeah, it's fucking stupid. It's stupid. Sack, you're a new player since Wilds of Eldraine. You're curious why I hate so much about the game. You know what? You don't need to know, honestly. Enjoy the fact that you're new to it. And if you like it the way it is, embrace that and have a good time. Don't let other people talking negatively about it affect you. You don't need to know, like, how much worse it's got. Like, imagine you're plowing this chick and you're having the most amazing time. Like, get it, get it, get it. But then you find out she used to be like way hotter, and she didn't like cough and fart while you were banging her, right? And you're just like, oh, but now I'm not having as much fun banging her, thinking about how it could have been. But you can never have that. So just give what you got. You feel me? Like, enjoy yourself. If you're here from Wilds of Eldraine, then it's always been dog shit from my perspective, story-wise and everything. So just enjoy yourself. Magic's the best fucking game on the planet, bro. So enjoy it. But don't worry, like, for real, for real. Like, if I started some new game and there were people bitching about it, I would just ignore it and not give a fuck. I'm like, I'm here for my enjoyment, son. I don't give a fuck what you don't like about this game. I just got here and I like it. That's it. Just whatever like your entry level isn't, just lean into it and have a good time. Because if you want to know what's wrong, I could talk about it for hours, right? The biggest problem that I have is that the choices that they're making cumulatively are bad for the long-term health of the game, and I want Magic to be around forever. I want Magic to be around 50 years from now. But if it's not, I'll be like Astinus from Dragonlance, the guy who chronicles the end. When Magic dies, it doesn't die to a bunch of people going, I told you so, and roaring and cheering and we beat Magic at Hasbro. No. Magic dies with nobody noticing because everybody left. And there's only a few of us with our fucking bagpipes going, oh, Danny boy. You know what I mean? Like, That's it. There'll just be a handful of us that are standing there over the grave of magic, hats in our hands, right? That's it. That's the reality. That's the reality. Magic's going to die a slow, awful death that most people won't see because they've wandered off to better hobbies at that point. And that's fine. More power to them. Don't waste your time on what doesn't make you happy. But I can't help myself, man. Magic's been a part of my life since I was 15 years old. And it's just meant so much to me. I've met so many people through it, so many friends. Like, it's tied into my life in so many different ways. Different music will make me think of different eras of my life. And like, when I lived in Toronto, those were the Eldrazi times. Like, magic is keyed into my life intrinsically at this point, it feels like. And I don't want to stop loving magic. I don't want to leave. I don't want it. I want to keep enjoying myself. And thinking about the bleak end it's not fun. I don't like it. Maxwell, your nuisance Ixalan, is there a way to make use of new sets outside of Standard and Commander? There's tons of different ways to play Magic, right? There's things like modern and older formats. Cube is the absolute best way on Earth to play Magic as far as I'm concerned. I love Cube so much. Cube is like a virus. When you play a Cube, once you played against one, you'd be like, oh my God, I need one of these. And Cubes are impervious to Wizards of the Coast. Like, Wizards of the Coast can screw up any format except Cube, because Cube is a personal thing you design yourself. I have a video on this channel. Okay, sorry, the stream just cut out for a second. I have a video on this channel that tells you how to build a cube. And it is genuinely the most enjoyable way to play Magic. And the great thing about having a cube is you can play it with any number of people. It has an equal power level for everybody. It fixes any kind of mana screw problems, gives you access to any card you want. It's fantastic. Is cube like making your own draft? There are draft cubes. My cube is not a draft cube. I'm not interested in an experience that I require 8 people for and having to make like draft packs. But if you want to do that, there are products like, for example, Cubamajigs. That's something that I have. There are these little packs that you can put. You basically make your own boosters out of you build a cube, you make your own boosters. So to make a draft cube, you have to pay attention to color balancing, building different kind of like archetypes that will go into it. So a draft cube is a lot more involved than the type of cube that I have. Every day. Thanks for sharing the cube link, buddy. So if you check out that cube link, then it will tell you how to build one. Hey, what up? Missing? How you doing, buddy? Maxwell, you got a friend with a Jumpstart cube? Yep, that's another way. Breakstop, how do you play cube if you don't draft it? I play it very well, thank you. You play it like this. It's super simple, all right? Basically, you've got, this is the rough. Go watch. You know what? Screw it. I made the video. I'm not going to explain it to you. Fuck you. You've been around for a long time. I don't need this bullshit from you, Breakstop. I know you got more than enough time to go watch the fucking video. So fuck you. You're not special. Go watch the fucking video. Go watch the video on the cube. I made a fucking video for it. And I'm fucking sick. So every fucking word I say costs me. It fucking costs me. And I gotta fucking take the time to hold your hand and tickle your ball bag and tell you about the cube myself. Fuck that. Fuck that. That's right, Natalie. My complaints are about Magic because I want it to live, not because I want it to die. Absolutely. Absolutely. It's funny. People come along, you've been smack talking this game for years. And it's like, yeah, the last couple of years have been nightmarish. You just can't understand it. You don't fucking see it. And that's fine. Go enjoy yourself. Like, that's the thing I don't understand, is I don't engage with things that I don't like. I stay away from them because I value my time and my life. So people who come by and are like, all you do is make negative videos. And then I look and it says you've been subscribed for like 6 months. And so, yeah, most of the videos I make are talking about the problems with the game. But you subscribed for this. It's like going to KFC and going, all you do is make chicken. Yeah, motherfucker, that's what it is, you idiot. Why'd you come into the restaurant to complain about it, you dumb fuck? Like, take some fucking personal responsibility. Take accountability for yourself. What the fuck is wrong with your brain? I don't get this. What do you think's gonna happen? You know what, you're right. You know what, you're right, Dick Slinger 47. I'm gonna change what I'm doing now. Or maybe you can go fuck yourself and leave. How about that? How about what is the point of this comment, you fucking clown? If you notice that this is what I'm doing, you're in one of two camps. Either you're cool with it, in which case, why the fuck are you bringing it up? And if you're not cool with it, why are you moronic enough to be here, you fucking idiot? It's like walking into a room. I don't like being in this room. You walked your dumb ass in here. You can walk your dumb ass out, right? Like, choke on all the unwashed dicks, you worthless fuckstick. It's insane to me. When I go into something and I don't like it, or I go, wow, this person's too negative, or whatever else, I go, well, I won't be engaging with that anymore. It's very, very straightforward. Like, holy fucking shit. This new world thing where anything I see on my screen has to be for me and I'm offended otherwise. Like, drink bleach, motherfucker. Not a lot, just enough for it to tingle in your mouth, right? Maybe smarten you up. Every day says, out of all of Magic's lore, which lore do you prefer as your favorite? Please give your answer in the form of an essay or a haiku. Here's my fucking haiku. Suck it. Shen's like, very true. And people complain, you mess up my order all the time. Like, don't come back. Yeah, if you're consistently having a bad experience, it becomes your fault, right? At a certain point, you're choosing to do this now, right? If it's an essential service you need, that's something different, right? Sack, you don't think that was a haiku? Oh, well, here you go. This is for you. Brandon, if this is what live streams are like, yeah, bro. And if you like this, guess what? Go over to the archive. There's months and months. There's tons of these. I put a new one up almost every day. I live stream virtually every fucking day. The only thing that stops me is when I'm sick or I have other obligations that take my fucking time, right? So every day, either on this channel or on my Hatcher channel. I got 4 channels. I got Magic Historian. I got Hatcher. I got Fantasy Geographic, which is dedicated to Magic the Gathering lore and has over 100 Magic lore videos. And I have the Hatcher Stream Archive, where all of the streams end up afterwards. So if you enjoy the streams, you can absolutely watch those afterwards. They range in subjects. You will probably hear a lot of, at a certain point, you'll know certain rants, and you'll be like, oh, it's this rant again, because certain things tweak my bag pretty hard. Hunter, you can't have that, man. You can't have people have the same experiences that you had a decade and a half ago. It doesn't work that way. They'll have their own unique experiences, right? Like, that's how it goes. That's how it goes. Like, your 15-year-old brothers, when they go and pork women, they're not going to pork women the exact same way you did. No, man, you got to do it the way that I did. Like, you got to put your thumb in your mouth and then jam it in her butt. Like, trust me. I know it sounds counterintuitive, but she'll like it so much she'll ask you to get drunk and jam your thumb in her butt, right? It's not going to be, some girls are going to be like, no, I don't like that. A bunch do though. But like, you can't, everyone's going to have a different experience. So let him decide what he's going to put in a lady's butt, right? It's not your dong, it's his. Let him craft his experiences. Just help him to have a good time, not the same time you had. He doesn't need to eat the same sandwich you did, you know? Millmouse says, funny thing is, people like that, when you ask them to show you what they think is great content, it'll be some other madman going off about some other thing. It's people who go, oh, I'm tired of negative. Why are you here then? If you feel like what I do is negative, why are you here? I literally have to say in videos, like, yo, another mental health notice, guys. If what I'm saying in the videos is bothering you, these videos are for entertainment purposes and for group catharsis, where we can all share our unhappiness about this. But if it's mentally affecting you and you're not having a good time, then you can stop watching the videos. You can even click the 3 dots and tell it don't recommend the channel anymore. Go and enjoy what you want. I won't take it personally at all. At all. Because that's what rational adults who care about themselves do. So, yeah, if my content isn't making you happy and it's making you feel frustrated, take the tiniest bit of accountability for yourself. Like, stop sitting on a bunch of thumbtacks going, my butt hurts, right? Clayton, can they see the feed in the streams on Hen? What the hell does that mean? Are you asking if the chat shows up in the live streams? Hell no. Hell no. Absolutely not. No, I'm not going to put all that shit on the screen. So, hey, is all the dumb shit that I'm saying that you will also be held accountable for up there on the screen? No. No. No, because YouTube can do that, by the way. If they don't like things that are being said in the chat and it's on the screen, you're responsible for that. Also, it cuts off every fucking dickhead troll who wants to come and be a dickhead and then later on can be, hey, look what I did in the stream. So yeah, all your dumb fucking nonsense. And you would already know. So if you're not watching the live streams, you would know the answer to that question. You're not watching them. Doesn't matter. So nobody has to see your stupid crap afterwards, Clayton. That's how that works. I'm saving everybody from seeing your worthless fucking comments and your stupid fucking singing crap at the beginning of the streams. And they should be fucking thanking me, but they don't even know what they're being protected from because guess what? They never fucking see it. Jugglem, correct. Fantasy Geographic is top shelf. That lore is awesome. I've done a great job over there. But yeah, no, I made the decision to absolutely not include the chat, and I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. If you're here just so you can see your words on my live stream later, fuck off. That's not what this is about. That's not what it's about at all. I'm happy to interact with you guys in the chat, but I'm not here to give you a place to spam your fucking garbage and advertise your shit and say the most worthless fucking crap. So that's the fun thing about being in charge. You get to decide. Sack says that I'm awesome and hilarious. You're correct, buddy. Those are correct statements. Clayton, you're right. It is about me and only me. You know how you know? I'm the one on the screen. Real easy to figure it out. It's all me, baby, and it will always be all me. My big glorious face in every fucking thumbnail. No matter how many people come by and go, you have to change your thumbnails and take your face out. Oh, no, I don't. You need to put the chat in or I won't watch. Then don't fucking watch. That's multiple people have said that too. The chat needs to be on these streams. No, clearly it fucking doesn't. And it never will be. Me, baby. Motherfucking Hatcher, son. That's all the world needs. That's all. If we're going to play an ego game of I'm at the center, guess what? I'm at the center. I'm the main character. That's how it goes. That's how it goes. You want some of the other shit? Go to the other fucking channels. Where they'll be like, oh, guys, I wouldn't do this without you and blah. Fuck that. Fuck that. I'll always be cracking jokes to the people that are around. And the people who just want it to be about them, they won't get what they want. But yeah, it does make me happy that none of the fucking trolls will ever get their shit on the screen. They'll come into the chat. You smell like a bag of farts. Oh, he's not paying attention to me. I hate your mother. Oh, he's not paying attention to me. Hey, what's your favorite color in Magic? Like I'm gonna talk to you now, you fucking idiot, or even say your name on the stream. You think I didn't see your comments being a dumb fuck plug? Oh, yeah. So as soon as I say what my favorite color is, you saw my comment and said my name. You smell like your mom's farts. I can't wait to see this on the stream later. Not having it. Not having it. I'm building a fucking cult here, and you don't build a cult by fucking putting other people at the forefront, son. You need a charismatic maniac. That's me, baby. That's me. Break stop. Yeah, I mean, you fucking today. Hey, tell me about the cube. Fuck you, watch the video. Skeleton, you can't believe people do that? Bro, listen, man. You said to me fucking years ago you would never super chat me because I wouldn't fucking play Commander or whatever, You fucking specifically went out of your way to tell me how you would never support me because I won't do this one specific thing. And I've remembered that for fucking years. So if you think that you're not the same as these other motherfuckers, I got news for you, okay? I remember that. I remember you telling me that my content isn't worth supporting because I won't do exactly what you want, right? That's the strongest impression I have of you, just so you know. Every fucking time I've seen your comments in the comment section since then, I've thought to myself, man, you're lucky I didn't just fucking ban you outright for that shit. For real, just to let you know. And I never intended to tell you, but after seeing the lack of fucking awareness you have, I figure, you know what? Maybe if I tell you, you can correct your fucking behavior. But for real, you fucking said that shit to me, just so you know. And I fucking remember, because I pay attention to what people say. So, it was pretty fucking rude. Like, I don't give a shit. Nobody has to give me money. Nobody has to support my shit. But when people specifically tell me I'm not worth supporting and they'd never give me money, that's telling me to go fuck myself, right? That's telling me I'm worthless fucking garbage. That's what that is. What's the point of doing that? What's the point of doing that, right? So, people are more self-centered than they're willing to fucking admit. And they'll point at other people and go, whatever. Guess what? I'm self-centered too. But I do a lot of shit for people as well. Mage Skeleton, you bought my shirt? Okay. Well, you know what? That's cool. Then you fucking supported me. And again, that was the only thing you ever did, which is why I never banned you. But it totally tweaked my ball bag. I remember when people say that shit, when it's somebody who's been around, when it's somebody just trying to get my goat, whatever, right? So from now on, it's all good. I didn't know that you got the shirt. You have supported me. So you directly contradicted what you said, and you have valued what I do. All right? So I'm glad that we actually talked about this. But yeah, people don't understand, man. It's like, I have a good memory, and I give a shit about what you guys say, and I'm happy to connect with you, and I like having you guys here. But like, I expect to be treated fairly. And if people don't treat me fairly, then I either ban or ignore them, right? Like, that's it. That's it. That's it. So that was the only thing, but I did remember it for a long time. It just felt like incredibly rude, where it's just like, wow, like what? And as much as over the years I've tried to not carry anything negative with me, the truth is some of it does get carried with me. There are a lot of people who say fucking awful shit to me. That wasn't you, like you haven't said a whole bunch of awful stuff to me, and this isn't you I'm talking about, but there are a lot of people who say awful things about me and really just wish that I would fuck off forever. I won't, but they wish I would. Well, Mage Skeleton, I remember it was years and years ago, man. Years and years ago. But it's all good. It's all good. It is all good. Because nobody, again, I want to reiterate, nobody owes me anything. Nobody owes me anything. People can choose how they want to do things. And I've never required, I don't put anything behind paywalls, any of that shit. That's not my style. I'm happy to entertain people. I know how hard life can be, and I'm happy to get to do this. So there's that. And I'm actually happy now that when I see your comments, I won't think that anymore. I can just be like, oh, now I can read and engage with your comments, because your comments weren't like negative garbage left on the videos, but I couldn't get past what you had said to me. So I wasn't willing to read and engage with your stuff. I was totally fine to let you interact with other people, watch the videos and whatever, because at the end of the day, I don't want to be hung up on small things. But it bothered me because you didn't seem like a dickhead, but that was a harsh thing to say. That's when I think it bothers me the most, is when I've talked to people a bunch and then they just backhand me out of nowhere. And I'm like, what was that? What was that? I've been totally cool to you. Brian says, hang in there, hope you're feeling better. I'm getting better. I'm getting better, buddy. Water 21. Haven't bought anything, but I do appreciate your channel and your honesty about how you feel. Well, thanks, buddy. Thanks. Nobody owes me a fucking thing. Nobody owes me a damn thing. Hunter says, I'm glad the Magic community has someone out here sharing the gritty news and translating corporate speak for us. Hell yeah. Oh, shit. All right. It's time to go. It's time to go. Well, this has been an enjoyable stream. I look forward to getting healthier so that I don't have as many throat problems going on. Like I said, the Hatcher Stream Archive, guys, that's where all the live streams go. So if you didn't get to see this entire thing and you want to watch it later, you can check it out over on the archive. And there are probably a couple hundred other live streams there too for you to enjoy. So thanks for being here. And yeah, I'll catch up with you guys again soon. I got to go and rest up because the sad truth is I literally just died.